Our speaker today is Kathy Kimmet from Missoula Aging Services. And before she starts, for a change, Jack's going to give us a story. Then we'll all mute and we'll let Kathy do her thing. So Jack, go ahead with your story, if you would, please.
This story is kind of has some maybe some roots in Montana. I chose it because this is inauguration day. It says in the year 2036, and the United States has just elected the first woman as president of the United States. In the days after the election, the president-elect calls her father in Montana and says, "Dad, I assume you're coming to my inauguration." "I don't think so," he said. "It's a long drive. Your mom isn't as young as she used to be. We'll have to bring the dog, and my arthritis is acting up in my knee." "Don't worry, Dad, I'll send Air Force One or another aircraft to pick you up and bring you home, and a limousine to pick you up at your door." "Well, I don't know," he said. "Everybody will be so fancy. What would your mother wear?" "Oh, Dad," she replied, "we'll make sure that she has a wonderful gown, custom made by one of the best designers in New York." "Honey," Dad complained, "we can't eat those rich foods that you and your friends like to eat." The president-elect responded, "Don't worry, Dad. The entire affair is going to be handled by the best caterer in Washington, D.C., and I'll ensure your meals are salt-free. Dad, I really want you to come." So her parents reluctantly agreed, and on January 20th, 2037, arrived to see their daughter sworn in as president of the United States. The parents of the new president were seated in the front row, and the president's dad noticed the senator sitting next to him and leans over and whispers. He says, "See that woman over there with her hand on the Bible, becoming president of the United States?" The senator whispered in reply, "Yes, I do." The dad states proudly, "Her brother played football for the Grizz."
Okay. Kathy Kimmet, as I said, works for Missoula Aging Services, and she's going to talk to us today about services available for seniors. Kathy, thank you very much. And
Thanks
please
for having me.
so that we don't have any interference.
All right. So this form that you see up on the screen, this is what we use when we do benefit checks for folks that come in to see us. And normally this is just something that we use, but I have it up here just to kind of give you an idea of the programs that are available that we help people with, as well as the income guidelines and those types of things. So the first blue categories you see on the top there, those are the Medicaid guidelines. So as you can see, they're pretty low. So folks who want to get on Medicaid can't make more than $645 when you're on Medicare. So for me, I'm not on Medicare. I could get on Medicaid if my income was about $1,400. So a lot of people get confused about the Medicaid. They just assume that because you're low income that you can get on Medicaid, but it's actually really low when you're on Medicare. So, and then the one that we do a lot of is Medicare savings programs. So the Medicare savings programs, those are those salmon colored lines there. Scroll up here. And there's 3 levels of the Medicare savings program. That first level that you see there, it's called QMB, and sometimes you'll hear it called QUIMBY. So that program, that pays for your Part B premium, which went up this year to $148.50. And it also pays the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. So if you're just on original Medicare, it covers that. So that's one level of the Medicare savings program. And those programs are run through the Office of Public Assistance, so the Department of Health and Human Services. And then the next level of that Medicare savings program is called SLIMB, and you'll see that there as SLMB. So that program just pays your Part B premium. It doesn't pay your 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. So it just pays the $148.50. And then the next level of the Medicare Savings Program is QI1. And that is a little confusing because it just pays the Part B premium like the SlimB does. But with the QI1, you can't get on Medicaid. So if you're wanting to get on Medicaid and get your Part B covered, you can't do both with QI1. And the importance of the Medicaid for a lot of seniors is long-term care. With a lot of folks who want to stay in their homes or even go into assisted living or skilled nursing facility, Medicaid is what you need to get on if you can't afford to pay for it. So that's why it's important to consider that. And then of course, SNAP, if you're not familiar with that program, that is also through the Office of Public Assistance, and that's for food stamps. So you can kind of see the income levels are here on this side, and then the asset levels are here. And what a lot of folks get confused about is they think that they're going to count their home and their car. They don't. So with a lot of these programs, they don't count your home or your car as an asset. So they just count like IRAs, 401ks, savings accounts, things like that. And then the Roots program, that is through the food bank. And that is a box of food that gets delivered to folks. And they do go out to El Mar, so they go out pretty far. I think they go out to Bonner as well. But that's a good program for people who are struggling with food. And then there's that QI1 that I talked about. So the other program that we work a lot with is called Extra Help. And that is going to be through the federal government. And it's a program that helps pay for prescription drugs. So if folks are having a hard time paying for their prescriptions, it's a good thing to screen them to see if they qualify for Extra Help. Because not only does it lower the cost of your medications, you can kind of see here on the full LIS program here, you would pay $370 for generic drugs and $920 for preferred. And it also pays the monthly premium on that one. For folks that are over income for that program or have assets but low income, they can get on what's called Big Sky RX, and that's a program here. And that's actually a state-run program as well. It doesn't help with the copays of your prescriptions, but it does help with the deductible, up to $38. And then, of course, I don't know if Kate talked to you guys about our senior companion program when she did this, I think, a few months ago. But Missoula Aging Services does have a senior companion and foster grandparent program. And I think right now we're not taking on new clients because of COVID. But that's a good program for folks who are kind of isolated and just need a little bit of companionship, or maybe somebody to help with a little light housekeeping, those types of things. And then another popular program that we help people with, excuse me, is the Poverty Tax Assistance Program. So my parents are actually on this program, and it's helped them tremendously, especially with how much our taxes are going up in Montana. So that program basically lowers the cost of your property taxes based on your income. And that is also through the Department of Revenue. And then in the summer around June, we have a farmer's market coupon program, and that's $50 that you can get to buy produce and things at the farmer's market. And the good thing about farmer's market, if you're on SNAP, the food stamps, is they do what's called double dollars. So if you're getting food at the farmer's market, you can get twice the amount of money at the booth there that they have. And then LEAP and weatherization, that is through the Human Resource Council. So we help people fill out those applications, and those help with heat bills. So if you apply during that January, October through April is when they help cover your energy bills. So that's the Human Resource Council. And then their weatherization program, it's a one lifetime deal where they basically come in and they look through your house and make sure that things are weatherized well. They've replaced water heaters, windows, things like that. So that's a good program to look at too. And then again, that's that Big Sky RX, which helps with your prescriptions. And then for folks who are on SSDI, that's Social Security Disability, there is a Medicaid for Workers program. That's not necessarily probably going to help you guys, but if you know of somebody who is on SSDI and want to get on Medicaid, that's a program that helps them get on Medicaid. And then the 2EC, that's the elderly tax credit. So that's something that we work with as well through the Department of Revenue. And basically that takes what you either pay in rent or in property taxes and compares it to what you pay in what you get for your Social Security and your income. And then that can bring back up to $1,000 a year. If you already file your not your Social Security, your drawing blank on that, your income. So if you file your taxes, there we go. If you already file your taxes, they're most likely already looking for that. But if you have not filed your taxes, we can go back up to 5 years, I think it is. So that's helped a lot of people out. They don't know about the program that exists. So that's kind of what we help people with in the resources that are in the community. And we also, let me get to this Word document here. So these are also some of the programs that we refer people to a lot in the community. Of course, Art in the Moment is through the Art Museum. And that's right now because of COVID, these are kind of sporadic. So they do have the time set, but then they also have them on YouTube and things too, because they're not necessarily going to the facility and doing the event like they used to.
Kathy,
Memory Cafe.
I'm not sure what you think you're sharing, but
Oh, it's okay. I might have to do a new share.
Yeah, I think so.
How's that?
That looks better.
Okay. Yep. So let me make it a little bigger too, so that it's easier to see. Okay. So yeah, the Art in the Moment, that they're doing most of those by YouTube right now. Memory Cafe, Jim, you've been to Memory Cafe, haven't you? Okay, yeah. So Memory Cafe is a really neat thing. Yeah. So Memory Cafe is an interesting program through the library for people with memory issues. Right now they're doing mostly live stuff too, and then YouTubing it or having the link on their website. And then Montech, you guys might be familiar with that organization. That's a great place for assistive devices. They will actually meet with you and kind of assess your needs and then let you borrow some of the equipment so you can see if it works well. And then the Legal Developer, that is through Helena, and it is income-based. I'm not sure what the income is because they kind of do it on a case-by-case basis, but they help with advanced directives, power of attorneys, wills, things like that. And then, of course, the Montana Legal Services Association is also a program that we refer people to a lot as well, which is income-based as well, and they help with legal assistance. And then, of course, APS I didn't put on here because it just came to me. There are times where we do refer people to APS if they're seeing some situations that seem a little iffy. So those are the programs that we utilize a lot in the community. Any questions? It's the state. So let me get their website up here. It'll take me a second to get to it. Okay, do a new share here. So it's through the state of Montana. And this is here. So state planning is important for adults. So their main goal is to help people fill out, have wills and things in place. And so here's kind of some of the forms that they have here. So they'll help you fill out the forms. They'll do an intake and then they'll help you fill out the forms and get them, legalized. I've had a few people go through the program for wills and, power of attorneys and stuff. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Mont guides, but that's a really useful thing that we use as well. And I'm going to go over here and get that up. And that's through the MSU. So they have a lot of different Mont guides available, like annuities, canning and caregiving, cremation. I mean, there is a lot of these. And right now they are doing what's called Montech Monday. I think it's Montech Monday, where they go through these guides, and they have a Zoom call on Mondays at noon, I believe it is. See if I can find that information here. That just came to mind, so I didn't prepare for it. Yeah, so they have different events here. So Mont Guide Mondays, looks like they talked about the non-probate transfers on death and deeds. So you just can sign up for these through Marcia Getting. Marcia Getting she's incredible. She has a lot of great webinars and stuff that she does. She does in-person stuff for us a lot. But the Mont guides are really helpful. I'm going to see the list here. So don't see a list of that. But yeah, the Mont guides are really helpful. We give those out a lot in our meetings that we meet with people. Sorry, that was going to pull up the list of Mont guides there. Mont Guide Mondays. And she also has a Tuesday tips class or a Zoom call as well that kind of goes over similar stuff. I don't know, where'd that Mont Guide thing go? There it is. Yeah, so that's really a useful thing too. Yeah, so it looks like probate in Montana, revocable living trusts, wills on February 22nd. So that's, if you're interested in that, this is where you would look at that. Sure. Will do. Any questions about the other list that I had? We do that share again just to refresh.
Kathy, this is Jim Cook here. You're connected with that dementia-friendly Missoula group, aren't you?
Yeah.
Dementia. Yeah, they're having a Zoom meeting this afternoon at 3 o'clock. You've been on that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the liaison for Missoula Aging.
And so it might be good sometime if we can get one of them to come to our Wednesday morning gathering, see what they're doing. It's to help folks going into dementia not to be isolated, not to shorten their life with their community. They can still be involved with kids and stuff like that. It's a neat little program.
The Memory Cafe. So the Dementia Friendly Missoula's main goal is to educate the community about dementia, so that when they're out in the community, the stigma's kind of being taken down. So
right.
They've done trainings with Montech, with some of the assisted living facilities. I think a couple of banks have had the training. I thought you guys had the training.
Yeah, I was going to mention that Jim obviously needs more help from them, because we've had 2 people from there come speak to us in the past 18 months.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
You better work on your memory.
Yeah, that's why I'm joined. Is I got to learn how to handle my dementia better.
So if you guys know of anybody, or if you yourself are, needing assistance, send them to the Missoula Aging Services for a benefit check. A lot of folks don't realize all these programs that are out there to help.
Are there any other questions? Here, I'm going to stop your share, Kathy, so I can see if people have questions. Any other comments or questions?
Nope.
No? Okay, well, Kathy, thank you very much.
Yes, thanks for
And
having me.
I think that was a good program to have on a day like today, because I know several people are interested in watching the inauguration. So thank everybody. And
Thank you. I will send those links to you.
good. Next week, we're going to have another of your colleagues, Rob Edwards, who's going to be talking to us about nutrition for seniors.
Nice.
Uh,
You'll get a kick out of Rob.
Yeah, that should be interesting as well. And hopefully by then, Jim Cook will figure out how to get his computer working so he doesn't have to sit there with his telephone in one ear and his computer in another.
Need to have your
Okay,
grandkids come over and help you.
good. Kathy, thank you very much. And everybody have a good week.
Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy watching the inauguration or whatever you're planning to do today.